Hello, everyone. Today, I'd like to share my reflections on a class that has profoundly impacted me more than any other in the Learning Design and Technology program. This class has fundamentally changed how I approach instructional design, especially in making it accessible for all students. As someone who designs online instructional content every day, this class has been an eye opener. It emphasized the importance of being mindful of our designs to ensure that all students can learn effectively. Did you know that 1 out of 4 adults in the US has some disability? This statistic highlights the need for inclusive design in education. We also have 1.3 million Americans who are blind. All disabilities are different, so a different strategy is required to make online content accessible to the user. Limitations in technology can make designing accessible content challenging. Not all websites and applications can use screen readers, and different browsers and operating systems may not support all accessibility features the same way. One of the most impactful components of the class was the empathy challenges. These challenges were transformative and allowed me to understand the diverse needs of students. For this class, we were given 4 empathy challenges: dyslexia, color blindness, hearing loss, and limited mobility. During the Dyslexia Empathy Challenge, we utilized an extension to simulate how browsing appears to someone with dyslexia. The experience was incredibly disorienting. Tasks that seemed simple became impossible. Basic sentences became incomprehensible. Feelings of disappointment surged as I struggled to complete the assigned tasks. During the Colorblind Empathy Challenge, we took on the perspective of a student with color blindness. Our task was to use a map of the Washington metro system to find our way to 3 destinations. I experienced heightened frustration and anxiety, difficulty determining which routes to follow to reach different places, and we struggled to orient ourselves to the map due to the color distinctions and lack of labeled routes. Throughout the Hearing Loss Empathy Challenge, we embraced the viewpoint of a student with moderate hearing loss. We were assigned the task of watching a video provided by our professor to experience the challenges of not being able to fully hear or understand educational material. Throughout this challenge, I struggled to comprehend the video. I attempted to interpret the video by relying on prior knowledge and visuals. I felt frustrated by the inability to participate fully, and I know that I missed out on the emotional impact that sound has. Our last challenge was the Limited Mobility Empathy Challenge. In the Empathy Challenge, participants had to imagine being a learner without upper body dexterity, unable to operate a mouse on a computer. They had to rely on a simulated mouse stick to conduct research and find articles. I considered this the most challenging empathy task. It demanded focused attention on typing, affecting the understanding of research materials. Found it also challenging to manage typing and viewing the screen at the same time. There are many benefits of inclusive design. With inclusive design, learning is made more accessible for everyone. Many individuals do not even know that they have a disability. For others, their disabilities are invisible. Inclusive design allows learners to assess or access content in ways that are beneficial for each individual learner. Designing inclusive and accessible content should be the highest goal for any learning designer. The first part was the 4 principles of accessibility. I chose to discuss the principle of being perceivable. This principle relates to the inclusive design because there is no point in having content unless the individual is able to perceive or understand it. Regardless of their disability, learners would be able to access the content. So some steps in adhering to this principle would include adding text descriptions to all images, include closed captions and transcripts, provide sufficient color contrast, do not use color alone, and make text readable and legible. Assessing the instructional program for accessibility identifies any design barriers that might prevent all learners from accessing the materials provided in the course. It also makes it a more professional website. Assessing the instructional program allows the designer to critique each course section and identify ways to make it more accessible. Certain accessibility checkers could cause issues when assessing an instructional program for accessibility. At times, an individual has to use their knowledge of accessibility rather than rely on the checkers. Let's take a look at the accessibility evaluation for the Green Path website. So throughout this time, I use this evaluation tool to assess the accessibility of the website. As you can see, we had a couple passes. It passed in the language of the page as well as required form fields, but it failed in a variety of different sections. We're really going to be focusing on two of these sections, the video captions and video transcripts. Once I had assessed the website for accessibility, I was able to utilize a variety of tools to make it accessible to all learners. One identified issue was the accessibility of the embedded video on the volunteer website. The video did not have captions and there was no transcript available for the video. To do this, I used Adobe Express for the video captioning, and for the video transcript, I used Descript. These are both very, very easy sites to use. For Adobe, all I had to do was upload the video, and Adobe automatically created the captions. For Descript, in order to get a transcript, I uploaded the video, and the program created a transcript automatically. It was very simple. On the original website, you will see that the captions and transcripts are unavailable, making it not accessible to a large population of learners with disabilities.
Welcome to GreenPath, where our mission is to empower communities to protect and preserve their natural surroundings through education and active participation. Join us as we explore the critical role each of us plays. Welcome to GreenPath, where our mission is to empower communities to protect and preserve their natural surroundings through education and active participation. Join us as we explore the critical role each of us plays.
Another item that needed to be improved on the original GreenPath website was the video's transcripts. I added a link to the video transcript, as you can see below the video. On the right-hand side, you can see the actual video transcript that would pop up if you clicked on the link. After reviewing the website, I identified multiple barriers. One barrier was 8.3. The website did not provide opportunities for students to discuss concepts. This was identified because a section titled Community Engagement does not allow for collaboration among users. To remedy this, I added a link to Padlet to the website to encourage a dialogue about concepts as well as encourage collaboration among users. One added feature of the GreenPath website, like I said, was Padlet. I wanted users of the website to have the opportunity to collaborate and communicate no matter where they were. I knew that not all volunteers would be in the same room at the same time. The Padlet will allow anyone to collaborate and offers a sense of community among the GreenPath volunteers. Allowing volunteer participants the opportunity to collaborate and interact with other volunteers will create a more cohesive program that will increase the success rate for those using the website platform. Incorporating culturally relevant strategies can improve the inclusivity and effectiveness of the volunteer training website by promoting learning for all students. Culturally responsive teaching empowers learners by valuing their backgrounds, knowledge, and interests. Some examples of culturally responsiveness would be things like carefully chosen visuals with a variety of colors, images, and symbols, readable visual design, explicit instructions. Diversify the curriculum from resources from around the world, create assignments that help students explore concepts in connection to their backgrounds and communities, and varying modes of interaction by using audio-video communication. Here are some of my examples that I included in my website to really enhance the cultural responsiveness. First of all, like I said before, the Padlet for collaboration and communication of ideas among other users. Also, Flip. Flip allows participants to record a video sharing their thoughts. So this would allow participants to verbally explain their thoughts on the GreenPath volunteer website. My reflection. Reflecting on this class, I can confidently say that it has profoundly impacted me more than any other class in the Learning Design and Technology program. As someone who designs online instructional content daily, this class has opened my eyes to the importance of being mindful in my designs to ensure that all students can learn effectively. One of the most impactful components of the class were the empathy challenges. These challenges were transformative, allowing me to gain a deeper understanding of the diverse needs of students. I was able to apply them to my real-world lessons immediately. This application had a tangible, positive effect on my students' learning experiences. We also learned about tools to check to see if a site is accessible, which was super useful. This made me think about my older lessons and how I could improve them so that all students, no matter their disability, could use them. It was so gratifying to see the positive changes. One of my favorite parts of the class was creating my website. Designing it, checking it for accessibility, and then making changes to meet Universal Design for Learning requirements was both challenging and fun. Moving forward, I plan to continue researching new ways to make learning accessible for everyone. Staying updated is important for creating inclusive learning environments. The changes I'm making now will help all students access quality curriculum and benefit from years. Overall, this class has been a game changer for me. It has changed how I approach instructional design and will have a lasting impact on my work, helping to create a better learning environment for all students.